Hi there, Bearcats and Dragons. Welcome to our second week of writing our own folktale or fable. Last week, we came up with a moral to our story, and we decided what our characters are and the setting or where the story takes place. That was a lot of great work and thinking everyone did last week. This week, we're going to talk about problem and solution. We're going to talk about, oh, I could hear it. That's right, problem and solution. We're going to think about what problem our character might need to try to solve, and we're going to think about how that problem gets solved. And we want to make sure that the way the problem gets solved helps our character learn the lesson that we planned last week. So let's dive in. I'm going to use the example of the hare and the tortoise once again. Very great story to help us think about what a folktale or fable will look like. So, first thing we're going to do is to think, what problem does my character have to solve? Well, let's look at this mentor text, The Tortoise and the Hare. Here's another version of that story. So let's think about what the problem was in The Tortoise and the Hare. Here's a part of the story that might help you remember. I notice it says, "You are slow," said Hare to Tortoise. "Your legs are too short." "I get to places that I want to go," said Tortoise. "I just keep walking." What's the problem here? What problem is Hare causing to Tortoise? Think about it for one moment. If you said that the hare was being unkind to Tortoise, or that maybe the hare was saying that the tortoise can't do things well because he does them slow, then you're remembering the story really well. That was absolutely the problem in this part of the story. So now let's skip through. Oh, I remember they decided to go on a race. That's how they decided to try to solve this problem. By the end of the story, I'm going to skip through. Oh, here we go. Who won? Who actually won? If you said tortoise, you're correct. Now, the problem was that the hare was being unkind and that he was making the tortoise feel like he can't do things well if he does it slow. That problem got solved through this race. Tortoise was able to show that if he kept on trying and worked hard and didn't give up, he could actually win the race. So that's a way that this problem got solved, and it helped Tortoise learn the lesson that hard work wins out. And it also helped Hare learn a lesson that maybe next time he won't be so unkind to someone like Tortoise. So there was our problem and our solution in our expert story. I'm going to go back to our organizer, and I'm going to think about how I can hold that in my head, how the tortoise and the hare had a clear problem and solution, and how I can add that, use that for my own story. So I'm going to go back to my organizer. As you see from last week, I decided that my moral was going to be to ask for help when you needed it. I came up with my characters Grumpy Bear and Hummingbird, and the setting is a forest. Now I have two new text boxes under problem and under solution. So that's all I'm going to think about today. We'll get to these boxes later in the week. So I'm going to start here. I can delete where it says type here. That's just a way to help you guys find your text box. And then I'll be able to think about the problem for my story for Grumpy Bear and Hummingbird. So, uh-oh, my text box disappeared. Oh no. Well, I remembered that I can go follow my mouse over to this arrow, which says undo. And if I click it, my text box comes back. So if your text box disappears, you can always go to undo, or you can click this and it'll create a new text box for you. All right, back to it. Now that I have my text box, I'm ready to be thinking. So my problem, I know that I want Grumpy Bear to learn to ask for help when he needs it. So I decided that my problem is going to be that Grumpy Bear is trying to build a swing set in the forest to play on, but he can't get it right. Oh no, that's going to be a problem if he keeps trying to build it and it falls down, and he builds it and it falls down. That sounds like quite a big problem. So that's going to be my problem. And I can tell that in order for this problem to get solved, Grumpy Bear is going to have to ask for help when he needs it, right? Right. Now I'm going to go to my text box here where my solution is. I want to make sure my problem and solution are matching all of the other important work I did last week. So I'm going to delete my type here's. Now I have space to write in my solution. The solution is going to be that hummingbird is going to, I can just backspace, going to help. I'm going to call him Grumpy Bear, GB. Build the swing set. So I know in my story, the problem's going to be Grumpy Bear is not going to be able to figure out on his own. He can't get it right. But then eventually he's going to learn to ask for help when he needs it. And then Hummingbird is going to help him with it. I don't have all of the details perfectly worked out yet, but that's okay because right now I'm just thinking about what my main problem and solution will be. Tomorrow I can think about what's going to happen in the beginning, the middle, and the end of my story. I am so looking forward to seeing the creative problems and solutions that you come up with your family. Enjoy your planning, and I'll see you next time. Happy writing!